Hello, this is Asajj Ventress. If I were you, I'd listen to Star Wars Reaction, or else you might get a little visit from moi.
There's been an awakening. Have you felt it?
In 1977, George Lucas formed a legacy.
Force is with me, and I am with the Force.
Inspired by mythology, his saga has become a passion for many.
Feel the Force around you.
His legend has become our story.
It's true. All of it.
One of resistance,
We are the spark that'll light the fire that'll burn the First Order down.
rebellion,
Rebellion is built on hope.
and redemption.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
This is Star Wars Reactions.
Remember, the Force will be with you. Always.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the 227th episode of Star Wars Reactions. We are so happy you are joining us this week. We are going to have so much fun as we sit down and share our reactions to the Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy Pieces of the Past series. This four-part Lego special was it's going to be fun to talk about. So let's get some introductions out of the way and have some fun. My name is the one and only Aaron Harris, and joining me is the Chewie to my Han. He is the David Motters. David, brother, what's up?
What's up, brother? Well, we're back. We're recording. I'm ready to react. And this is a fun continuation of last week's episode. So I like that we're doing these back to back.
Yeah, I'm glad we are too. I know this was one that came out the one we did last week came out last year. And we missed it with everything that was going on here with the hurricane and everything. But glad we finally get when part two just released. We're like, well, we got to cover part one first, so we did that in 226. So 227 is this week, and we are going to rock Pieces of the Past. Similar setup to like we did last week. There's so much in these episodes. It would be kind of hard to we could take hours breaking them down completely. But we want to go through and just highlight some of our favorite things from these episodes. We will discuss a little bit about the plot as well. So if you have not watched it, make sure you go and watch it. I will since this is a newer episode, as an IE out in the last month, we will specify that if you have not watched it, spoiler alert, go watch it. You've had a month so far. Get on it. So let's get this going. Pieces of the Past was released September 19th, 2025. And I am being a good boy because I did not do this last week. These episodes were actually pretty much worked out the same way as the last four episodes of the first season, all directed by Chris Buckley and written by Dan Hernandez and Benji Samit. Ta-da. So we are going to start with, there's four parts to the season. So let's go ahead and start with part one of the Pieces of the Past. Part one is simply entitled Part One. And in this episode, we pick up with our hero Sig, who is continuing his force building training under Jedi Bob, while Dev is drawn to a mysterious power. Bum, bum, bum. What could that be? So, right off the bat, I have to sit here and I saw what you put in the notes, and actually your first point was the first thing I wanted to hit on.
Yes.
And I'm glad you stuck it in there because Nika Futterman returns as Asajj Ventress in this as a day sister.
Right, not a night
Not a
sister, a
night
day.
sister, day sister.
Yeah.
And absolutely fantastic. It was so much fun to have Nika back, as especially after just meeting her
Oh,
in at Ocala Comic Con, and what were I got to hear from you because you had a great interaction with Nika.
yeah,
How is it now meeting Nika and having fun with her, and now seeing this
yeah.
episode and finding out she returned as Asajj?
Well, I wish, I had watched it the night before. It came out September 19th, which was a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you had watched it. I just didn't have time to do it. I was getting ready. And of course, I knew you were coming up to Ocala for it. And so when I sat down to watch it, I'm like, so this comes out the 19th. I meet her on the 20th. It's the newest work that well, maybe not the newest work. She's done other stuff and maybe it's not out yet. But here it is, brand new Asajj Ventress work. And I'm sitting there talking to her the next day. Um, but that's okay. Even though I didn't know that she was in this one, it's just so fun interacting with her, like we said, anyways. Getting video with her, getting a bumper, an incredible bumper
Mm-hmm.
from her sound bite, and so to see her back, that just I was already smiling ear to ear when I saw her and heard her voice, and thought, wait a minute, I just spent time with her, which is pretty cool.
It really was. It really was a cool day meeting her, and even though, like you said, I watched it the night before I came up, it never clicked when we were talking to her that, oh my gosh, I just watched her
Yeah,
newest project, and it just didn't click because mainly I was so lost in the moment. Um, I was
yeah.
I was pretty much lost in the moment all weekend. Uh,
Oh,
but so yeah, so we see she's at the on Dathomir, which
yeah.
is actually not dark and gloomy like Dathomir from the Clone Wars.
Hmm.
This is all bright and foresty, and
Hmm.
I expected to see little wooden creatures frolicking through the woods, um, just like the Day Sisters would protect. Of course, this is of course where Dev has gone to look for this mysterious power that has attracted him to there. Um, but what were some of your other fun parts of this episode?
Oh gosh, it keeps going, and the big, inside joke, not out. So, it's they call Grogu Baby Yoda. And for a while the whole running thing was it's the child, and
Yep.
it's not a baby Yoda.
Nope.
It's Grogu, but everybody, the whole, the popular culture, it's always Baby Yoda.
Hmm.
And so I love that they embrace that. Um, and along with that, the Landalorian arrives. Anytime you get Billy D,
Hmm.
right? I mean, this many years later, I was thinking about it. Here he is in, Empire Strikes Back in 1980 and Return of the Jedi in 83, and he's still around.
Yep.
So to get him is so cool. Um, I do like that because remember at the end of Star Wars or Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy, it really kind of has him kind of, oh, is he bad? He's a bounty hunter, and Baby Yoda has this kind of evil smirk. But I like in this one that they quickly get double crossed by the Sith,
Yep.
and they immediately become the good guys, and start working
Hmm.
with our heroes. So,
Oh,
um,
absolutely.
yeah.
And I love they brought back the Sith, Sith
Hmm.
nubs. We have nubs, we have uh Rose Tico, we have
Hmm.
Ray, we have Kit Fisto,
Hmm.
all these Jedi heroes, Jyn Erso, all Sith Lords,
Yes,
all Sith
yes.
Lords. Um and of course they're all back, and of course uh, it's fantastic to see them again, because it's just what's one thing I love about these Lego series, not just the Rebuild the Galaxy, but all of them. If you go back into any of them, they have so much fun just making fun of themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, it is just so it's there's no care in the world pretty much with these. These are just made to have a good laugh.
That's right.
It's like it reminds me of a child's version of Spaceballs.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
Yeah.
so that was awesome. And one other thing I really like that we see in this first episode too is when they're revealing their plan, and or the Sith are talking and revealing their plan, and all of a sudden they reveal we got this secret battle station, and it pulls up a hologram of the Death Star, and Sig's like, "Is that you got a Death Star?" And then Kit Fisto's like, "Yeah, I like that name better."
Exactly.
I like that name better. What are you calling it? Battle Ball. The star is a battle
Yeah.
ball.
Yeah. It's good. It's kind of like laser sword or lightsaber, just some
Yeah,
of these fun little different names that they've got. And, you and I were talking about Billy D. Williams, and during all that scene on that Death Star, he's saying this is not the way, and this deal is getting worse all the
all the
time.
time.
It's just so fun, and just kind of referring back to just a lot of Star Wars history there.
Oh, absolutely. And it
Yeah.
is a lot of fun. And it's then of course we get this is the episode, of course, we get introduced to the bad guy for this
Hmm.
4 episode arc, which is Solitus.
Yes.
And come to find out, Solitus is Jedi Bob's master.
Ooh,
Dun dun
that
dun.
was big time.
That was
Yep.
big. And of course, we find out too. It's kind. He's in a alternate universe type jail type thing. And your notes said it perfect, and I love it. Well done, my friend. They were in the Star Wars version of the Phantom Zone from Superman.
Yeah. Did I get that right? It's the Phantom Zone that you see Zod and them floating
Yes.
in. It's the Phantom Zone. Okay. So I was like, wait, am I getting the name right? And I
Yep.
wanted to double check it with you from Superman 1979, 78,
Yep.
79. And I
And you
thought
see it.
about that, right? Him being in the
Mhm.
Force World.
Yeah, yeah, and
Yeah.
that's yeah, they call it the Force Hold, but you're right. It is you see it for the first time in '79, Superman. You
Mhm.
see it again in Superman 2, which came out in the '80s,
Yeah.
because that's when they're released from it.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot. Nice. I thought that was a great nod there, and I'm glad you caught that and put that in there because that as soon as I read that, I went, "Oh my gosh, how did I not? How did I not put those two pieces together?" So. Um,
Well, there's stuff I'm sure I've missed. I've watched it a couple times now. I keep picking up stuff, and I said it last week when we covered the first
mhm.
series, Rebuild the Galaxy. I know I missed stuff, and that's okay. That's okay. So every time you go back, I notice myself picking up something new, a statement, an homage.
Mhm.
I watched it for a second time to prepare for this, and I picked up on stuff I clearly did not even register the first time I watched it.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Mm.
What, like I said, and you mentioned it last week. These episodes are so full of just absolute incredible stuff that you blink and you miss. You can watch these episodes a half dozen times and still come out finding something new every single time.
Yeah,
And that's, I mean, they obviously went to the Dave Filoni School of Episode Making. Uh,
pack it in there,
pack
pack it
it in
all
there,
in.
pack it in there. And so yeah, so a lot of fun there, a lot of fun. So let's shift into episode 2.
Yep.
Episode 2, a lot of great things happened in episode 2. Part 2 is what they call it. This one, of course, trapped in an unknown realm, Sig and Dev are forced to work together.
Mhm.
So to explain that a little bit more, at the end of the previous episode, they get kind of tossed into the Phantom Zone. with
That's right.
Solidus escaping. So our Sig and Dev are trapped there. But this is where things get really interesting because we begin to meet other Star Wars characters throughout throughout the episode in this force hold or phantom zone, however you like to call it. We see, of course, probably the biggest cameo in the and to quote the character himself, deep cut.
Mhm.
Um, we have Jackson.
Mhm.
Jackson is in this episode. For those of you who don't know who Jackson is, you were like me and did not read the comics back in when they were released in the 70s. Um, but Jackson is a character they added in these comics, which is basically a spacefaring rabbit with a blaster.
That's right.
Um, and he is uh, in those comics, and he has been brought into this Lego episode, and he is meets Dev and uh, Sig, and kind of becomes a guide for a little bit for him. And it was fun, absolutely great.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of great things. And I know one thing I want to mention because I thought it was the greatest thing. Because one thing they bring on all these characters in the first season that we talked about last week, but the one person we did not see was Ahsoka Tano,
Right.
and we get to see Ahsoka Tano in this.
That's right.
But it's not how I anticipated it. All these characters are minifigure
Hmm.
characters,
Yeah.
and Ahsoka's a brickhead. I did
It's
not see that coming.
no, no. It throws you off a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, it did.
Yeah.
It absolutely did, and I loved it too. And of course, Ashley was doing the voice. Ashley Eckstein. I believe that was That was Ashley. It sounded
Hmm.
like Ashley. If it wasn't,
That's her.
it
That's
was
her.
Ashley. I thought it was.
Yeah, and she
Uh,
did some promotion for it. Yeah,
I was gonna
with
say I
her as a
thought she
brickhead.
did.
Yeah.
I said
She
I
said
thought
she
she
was
did.
trying to get used to the visual of it.
Oh yeah, it took some
Yeah.
getting used to for sure. Because
Yeah.
if you're not a Lego fan, let's clear something. Try to explain a little bit here. Because if you're not a Lego fan and you haven't looked at the Lego sets, you may not know what a brickhead is. Compared to a minifigure, you have your minifigure, which is your little 1-inch figure that has the bendable arms and legs, and it's everybody's obsessed with the minifigures. A brickhead is a Lego set that you literally just take all the Legos and you build the figure, and it's very blocky. It's almost roadblocksy, kind of like a
Hmm.
roadblock.
Yep.
But it'll be a Star Wars character. This is what the Ahsoka character was in this, which was awesome. And it was compared to, of course, she was massive compared to all the other characters,
Yeah.
but it was fun to see. It was fun to see. So what were some of your favorite parts of
Yeah.
second?
Well, no, and in fact, her size will play into and her differences and how she is different plays into the last episode, and we'll get to that when we get to part 4. But instead of Purgils, we have Porgils, Cal Kestis, right, and Cameron Monaghan doing the voice there,
Mm-hmm.
who was at Ocala Comic Con 2 years ago. Just side note.
Yeah.
Darth Revan and Darth Obi-Wan. So good to hear James Arnold Taylor
Yep.
back as Obi-Wan. I wanted to say this. This is, kind of a little subtlety. I'm like, wait a minute. Again, second time watching it, I'm like, whoa. You had mentioned, this idea of minifigs or the brickhead, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you see the Porgles, um, Yessie Scala, right? We know her as a hero, and Jedi Bob are in the Dark Falcon.
Mm-hmm.
But as they go into the mouth of one of the Porgils, it goes to a smaller minifig of the Falcon.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember It was one of the, oh gosh, one of the midnight things for maybe Force Awakens, Last Jedi. Before all that's gone now, but it was at a Toys R Us, and I remember they had a station there, and you could build a little
Yep.
gray Millennium Falcon that size. I can't remember. Did I build one for you and send it, give it to you? I'm trying to remember because I was like, wait, I got to get one of these for Aaron.
I don't think you did one there, but I remember doing that because had the
Oh,
same thing at Star
right.
Wars weekends.
Okay, as Star Wars weekends.
So I did build one
Okay,
at Star because they
okay,
there was one year each week they did a different build. One
okay,
week was the Falcon, one week was an X-wing. I think there was a Tie Fighter, and
okay,
there was something else.
okay. Well, this was just a little setup at Toys R Us, and so it was a little setup. You could get in line, do it, and then you can go over, and then all the toys were over at in the aisles and stuff. And so I'm like, wait, that little figure I built of Millennium Falcon, a gray
Mhm.
one, And so I thought, oh, a little deep cut there for me, and it reminded me of some of that. And they kind of switched back and forth, right?
Yeah.
Versus the having the dark Falcon, that huge thing go in the Porgal's mouth, they use that smaller one. So I thought that was kind of cool. Just a little side note. What else? Oh, Jedi Palpatine with the Return of the Jedi quote, and then also the spin roar from Revenge of the Sith, where he goes roar, and he spins
Yeah.
towards Kit Fisto, towards Mace Windu, and,
Hmm.
and and the crew. And I thought, oh, wait. And I picked up on that the second time I watched it. I'm like, oh, little homage there
Hmm.
to Palpatine in Revenge of the Sith, that move.
Yep.
So, yeah. Anything that you particularly stood out to you in part two?
Well, the one other thing I do want to mention is when our heroes are running around the Force Hold
Mm-hmm.
world, aka Superman's Phantom Zone. What we talked about, the different characters they made. Jackson, of course, the supersized Ahsoka with
Yeah.
was the brickhead. But one character we did not mention was Mega Chewbacca.
Yes. Mega Chewbacca. Huge.
Mega Chewbacca. Now, for those of you, again, if you're not familiar with Legos, we talked, they got the minifigures, the small minifigures, they got the brickheads, but then they also have what they call buildable Carabas.
We needed a Caravast. Didn't take too long.
No, yeah, we're a little ways in. They have buildable what they call buildable figures, which is basically a looks like it's shaped and built like an action figure with all the movable parts and arms and shoulders and elbows and hands and knees and I mean it's a fully posable action figure that you build out of Legos, and they are like huge. And this
Mhm.
one was, of course, of of Chewbacca,
Yeah.
and that was fun to see him running around because I want to say that hasn't been released that long. That particular one, I want to say
Okay.
that Lego Chewbacca was either early this year or late last year. It was when
Wow.
that was. It's,
Yeah.
it's a fairly new
Yeah.
character. Now, with that being said, I kind of hope we get to see some of these, Porg gills.
Yeah.
So that to me that would be kind of fun. Although I will also take a full set of uh, the Sith Lords,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Darth Jar Jar, Darth Nubs, Darth Rose Tico. I would love to have those minifigures. Get a set of those.
Yeah.
Those would be
Well, you know
perfect.
where we're going to be able to see him is probably this January at Central Florida Comic Con. Remember, we always go
Mhm.
and there's always that booth that has like all the Marvel, all
Yep.
the Star Wars, Harry Potter, like everything. Just remember, right? We walk by
Yeah.
there and like I'd be curious to see how many they've got.
Yeah. I would like to see. I didn't see him there this past year though.
That the guy who has that, or that almost
All
like,
the minifigures.
yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
see him this past year. Hopefully he comes back this year.
I
Or
hope so. I
not
hope
well,
so.
not this year, but this coming January.
January, yeah, yeah.
Lord, we're almost 26.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, we were
Yeah.
just meeting Emily Swallow this past January, the
Yeah.
armorer, right? We interviewed her there, and now
Yeah.
we're coming around to January again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. It is indeed. So,
Yeah.
oh Lord. So yeah. So a lot of great fun things in episode two. Um, oh, K2SO.
Yes.
K2SO is introduced in this episode as well, except he is not the nice K2SO that we all love and adore. He is the lieutenant for Solitus
Yeah.
and is commanding Solitus's evil forces. So thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Thought that was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Again, opposite, right? A lot
Yeah,
of opposites. A lot of opposites.
yeah, yeah, and of course Alan Tudyk returned to voice him there as well.
Mm-hmm.
K2SO, so that was fun. So shifting into part three, because we're halfway through the series. We got part three, which of course we have with Solitus plans unfolding. Sig and Dev form an unlikely coalition to stop him. So this is the episode where we fully find out what Solitus's full plan is for the world, for the galaxy, which is basically control alt deleting everything, remaking everything, and destroying all life as they know it.
Yeah.
The typical James Bond bad guy.
Yeah. Good
He
call. He
he
is.
he is the Lego. He's the first Lego member of Spectre.
Yeah.
But um, yeah, this one was this began the hype up, the action and excitement that builds up to the end with the
Mm.
ultimate battle with Solitus. And let's get started, dude. What were some of your favorite
Oh,
ironically, I said pieces because we're
I
talking Legos. What,
not parts of the show,
not parts.
pieces of
What
the
are your
show.
pieces of the show?
There's a ton in this. There's so much. Them figuring, Dev and Sig and Ahsoka and Servo getting out of the Force hold. I thought was really cool. Again, coming together as that Force dyad, like that they introduced in part two. That Sig and Dev, that Force dyad aspect is what got Solitus out. Here they
Yeah.
are using that power to get out themselves.
Mhm.
This pirate queen Amidala, I thought was great and upset with Vader.
Yes.
she has the moral high ground and the actual high ground. Um, I thought it was cool. They had a part. 3PO is a pirate now after he was a bounty hunter in the previous series, Rebuild the
Yep.
Galaxy. I think he says it pays better or something like that.
Yes.
um,
And he's
and
got
then
R2 and he's got R2 there too. So
I know this is one of the Star Wars
R2.
dad jokes, right? R2.
R.
Yeah. And so I thought that was perfect with a peg leg, R2 with a peg leg and all that
Yes.
stuff. Um, but then there's a part, I'm going to mention this and then, see what parts you like. But, they have snow clones down in the
The
pit of Khartoum,
Sarlacc.
the
Yes.
Sarlacc pit. And then Luke says, "Who's Snoke?" And Padme, it doesn't really matter. I was like, oh, snap. I mean, that's a shot at the Last Jedi. I mean, how
Mhm.
basically uh, uh, whom I'm blocking on Ryan Johnson did the middle, but then we
Yeah.
had JJ.
J.J. Abrams.
Basically, he made Snoke nothing. Pickled him in the jars right at the
Yep.
beginning of Rise of Skywalker. Um, so, anyways, that I thought that was pretty funny, dude.
That
That
whole
was
that
pretty.
whole that whole thing with uh Pirate Queen Amidala and everybody.
Yeah,
To me, that was out of the whole series. This was my favorite because she's reconnecting with her kids who she hadn't seen in forever.
yeah.
She's mad at Vader, aka Anakin, uh, and it was just priceless. The
Oh,
the family sniping
Yeah.
at each other was great. And of course, I'm all trying to reunite, but dude, the shade just thrown at the prequels or at the sequels in this episode, it was like it was. I mean,
Yeah.
somebody, whoever wrote this, woke up that morning and chose violence because they just left it all on the script,
Oh
and
yeah.
they went with it.
Yeah.
They went with it. You know, usually they'll make fun of themselves to a certain extent, but you don't. You know, there's some
Yeah.
lines you don't cross. They
This
crossed
one
it.
and Lucasfilm let them,
Yes.
which
And,
is interesting to me. Which is
mhm.
interesting because Ryan Johnson was the golden boy and he could do no wrong, and he was going to get a trilogy of films, which we've heard a zilch
Yep.
about.
There's a lot we haven't heard about.
Right. There's a lot of movies. I mean, no matter what, right, what people think about The Last Jedi, it split the fandom. It
Mm.
did. No one can
Yep.
argue against that point. But I was surprised when I heard that. I was like, wowzers, Lucasfilm allowed that. And I respect them for that.
Oh,
I respect
absolutely.
I respect them for doing that.
Mhm.
And that I thought that's cool. Make be able to poke some jabs at yourself. Like I know the things I do wrong. Okay, and just admit them. It's okay.
Mhm.
It's okay. But you mentioned prequel. There was another little clip where Dev and Sig are up in the sky, and Dev says, "Try spinning." And I remember that.
Yes.
That's from the Phantom Menace, right? That's
Yes.
episode one when I
Pretty
don't know if
spinny. That's a good trick.
yeah, doesn't Anakin say that to R2,
Yes.
right? Let's try spinning. Yeah. So just again, little quick stuff. If you're not listening, you won't hear it. It'll go by.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely. Like
yeah.
one of the things I enjoyed was they have him build a new ship to escape, and it's a BB
Yes.
BB wing,
A BB wing.
a BB
Yes.
wing, and basically it's a B wing with where the cockpit should be. It's BB-8.
I thought that was cool. Now there's prequel love right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Absolutely.
wait, sequel.
A sequel
Forgive
of.
me. Forgive me. Yeah.
Well, everybody loves and there's a lot of love with the sequel
There are. Yeah.
prequels too.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
actually a nice little nod to the sequels there at that point with
Yeah.
the BB
Yeah.
wing. Then of course you have the one moment which we have to address, which is of course Greedo getting down on one knee and proposing to Princess General Leia.
Right. Right. I was like,
Oh,
what? It's just messing with me.
oh yeah, it's so much fun, and I one of the things, and it's one of the things that just flashed up on the screen. So like I say, I got these episodes playing behind me or well, not really behind me, in front of me while we're talking, and it's something I just saw across the screen that I saw it, but I didn't make the connection till literally I just saw it again on the screen. The ship that Solitus is using,
Yes.
because everything is mixed up and jumbled together. You have the
Yes.
X wings with the TIE fighter wings and stuff like that. He has the tentative four, but it's front where the knob should be. It is a Trade Federation starship.
Right. But then you know what I noticed? And I didn't notice it the first time I watched it. And once you come around from the back to the Trade Federation to the very front of his ship,
Mhm.
AT-AT heads.
Yes.
AT-AT. I was
Yes.
like, wait, oh, whoa, whoa. Again, watching it
Mhm.
again, picking up all this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way they just went through and mixed everything up was just so much fun
Yeah.
with this, and I can't I do love it. It was a lot of fun. So um we did not talk about for this part before we wrap it up. We have the return of Darth Jar Jar in this episode,
Yes. Yes.
and like the return of Darth Maul in the Clone Wars, he's got his Maul legs.
I, it's just perfect. Just
It's
perfect.
so good.
Right?
You know, it's one of those things, when Maul returned in the Clone Wars and he had those spider legs, everybody, honestly, everybody, I don't care, even the staunchest celebration fan of the Clone Wars were like, really? Really?
Right.
Seriously? So for them to sit here and just go like, "Ah, look at my spider legs!" It was perfect. It was perfect because Mauled and that thing he was going crazy, and
Yeah.
it kind of
Yeah.
fit, but nobody really talked about the spider legs. But here they're like, "Look at my spider legs! You like my mechanical legs?"
Well, and I started thinking about it because again, you and I covered Rebuild the Galaxy last week.
Hmm.
Um, I was like, wait a minute. We know at the in there, that's when that ship falls down on Jar Jar. And so then it makes sense. So he's injured, gets his new legs, and we see him in this one. So
Hmm.
just a little kind of nice continuation there for
Oh,
Darth Jar Jar.
Darth Jar Jar. All
Yes.
right. Well, with that, we are going to move into the fourth and final part of Pieces of the Galaxy, part four. And simply put, our heroes confront Solitus in a final battle for the ages. Bum,
Yes.
bum, bum. So,
Oof. There's even more in this. I didn't even
oh,
get everything. I
oh,
didn't even.
this episode is
Oh.
stacked. Episode four is stacked.
Mhm. Mhm.
For the most part. And a lot of insane things happen here. We see a lot of crazy cameos. We get the Bad Batch. Landalorian's back in this one. We see Neil in the background
Yes.
from
Who is
Skeleton
he
Crew.
with? Help me, because
I
who is that? It's a female Lego, long hair. I'm like, who? That's not. It's not KB from Skeleton Crew. It's not. Who's the girl? KB's friend. They're the two girls.
KB and oh crud, you had the
But she doesn't have blonde hair like that.
no.
So neither
Um,
KB or her have that.
I'm
So I'm like,
trying to
who
find
is
that scene
Neil?
now.
Yeah, it's who is Neil talking? I'm like, that's one character. I'm like, is that like a? I just wonder if that's a really deep cut where I'm like, I don't know who that is.
I'm trying to find that
And
scene now.
well, look, and as you find it, you just mentioned Bad Batch. When I
Hmm.
first watched it through,
Hmm.
I didn't see any of that. And then there was a thing on StarWars.com where they're like, here's four Easter eggs from Pieces of the Past. And then they show the kind of the pirate princess on the front of the ship, like Jabba's sail barge, which is Padme's ship.
Yeah.
Uh, that's an homage to the Pirates of the Caribbean stuff. Um, they mentioned, and I have it in the notes here, Obi-Wan when he's floating away, he's saying goodbye there. Now I didn't quite hear that. Usually it says hello there, and here he's saying goodbye there.
Yep.
And then like I mentioned with the Bad Batch cameos, then I was like, oh wait, there's Wrecker. Oh, there's Hunter. Um, no tech though. I don't think.
No,
I
I
don't.
didn't see Tech.
Right.
Where
So
is?
yeah, but that girl, I was like, is this from the comics? Is she from then I was like, wait, I don't think she's Marin, who's with Cal Kestis in the Jedi Fallen Order video games, but people are obviously screaming at us right now with the name of that
Oh, I'm
character.
sure they probably are.
I'm like, who is
I
that?
can't I can't find that scene. Where I'm trying to remember where in that scene is it? It's toward the end, isn't it?
It is, yeah, and they're standing there, and it seems like uh, Leia's given a plan, and you see Neil back there. Neil doesn't say anything; he's just standing there. They're kind of just in the background holding hands or something. I don't
Hmm.
know. Anyways, um, I'll say this while you're trying to find it. Uh, Landalorian, his little quote. Now, kids aren't going to know this, but you and I know it. When he says "works every time," that's a
Hmm.
reference to the Colt 45 commercials he did, right?
Yep.
So there's a little reference to a beer commercial. And well, I like Darth Plagueis the long-winded. That was
Yep.
a statement. Um, you hear comments on luminous beings. Of course, we hear that in Empire Strikes Back and the High Republic. That was kind of their code name, Project Luminous, before they revealed
Hmm.
the High Republic. Um, Luke, remember Luke as they're running says, "This is the return of the Jedi," and Rey says, "And the revenge of the Sith." Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of hitting those two, you know, movies that end two trilogies, and and then there's something that is very subtle. Okay,
Hmm.
and it's. Do you remember when Dev says, "I know what I have to do"? He says that to Solitus, and
Hmm.
that's a nod to the Force Awakens and Kylo Ren
Yes.
saying, "I know what I have to do." Like, and we don't know what it is, and so there, I was like, "Wait, I think Dev is not going to be like, yes, I'm going to help you. I know I have to defeat you," meaning Solitus. And then a little bit later, I don't know if you remember, and this again, second time watching it, Dev comes walking up to him and calls Sig Siggy,
Yes.
not brother or Griebling. And that was the little clue for me, like Luke moving his foot in The Last Jedi, and no red was showing. Like I didn't pick that up the first time I saw The Last Jedi in the movie theaters,
Yeah.
right? And so I thought they were doing a little bit of that nod there to The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi as Dev goes from Solitus over to face them. So I thought really kind of subtle stuff that again, I don't know if kids will pick up on it, but us adults, I had to see it a second time. So those are all pretty cool. So um, I will say this too, something we didn't mention in the last one as you're looking that up. In part three, we hear Brickhead Ahsoka say, "Nice shot, Sky Guy."
Mhm.
So there's a
Yes.
a reference back to the Clone Wars, and Ahsoka refers to the Clone Wars in this episode as well. So that was really cool. Um, I'll keep going. The next thing that I really liked in this was Chewie saving the day. The
Yeah.
big Chewie that you mentioned comes roaring in. Ahsoka gets him, and he comes roaring in and is battling the big, huge K2SO. That was super cool. Um, we hear a kind of a
Yeah.
pretty common with Kessel running 12 parsecs. A little commentary on that one. Um,
Yeah.
did
So,
you
so
find out?
I found it and I'm looking at it. I'm looking at a steal of it. I didn't find it in the episode trying to scroll through, but I did a
Okay.
quick Google search and I found photos of Neil with a character. And it's long, almost like reddish hair.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm kind of wondering if it's supposed to be, especially with the, I don't know who that's supposed to be, honestly.
That's
Uh,
what I don't either.
I mean, I'm sitting here and I'm looking, I'm like, it looks, I really don't know who that is. It could be, it almost resembles Mara Jade. Um, I
It doesn't usually wear all black. Of
shoot,
course, it could be
but it's opposite though. Everything is opposite in this.
could
I mean,
be she's
her,
wearing all white and her hair isn't as red.
yes, it to me
Oh,
it kind of resembles Mara. Um,
it could be a deep
but
cut.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
wish I knew. Um,
Well, anybody knows, right into the show. Tell us. I don't
uh,
know. I haven't looked at StarWars.com, but um,
I don't. Hmm. I don't know. I'll have to do some
yeah.
digging on that and see what we can find. But yeah, no, this episode is just so much fun, and I love how we finally get everything wrapped up at the end with
Hmm.
sealing everything back up and protecting this new galaxy that
Yeah.
they've helped create, ultimately in defeating Solitus. And I love the fact how they made a point in this that would to rescue everybody that was trapped in the force hold.
Hmm. Hmm.
All the characters, all the people that were trapped in the force hold area got rescued. Mega Blockus, not Mega Block, Blockhead is Blockheads.
Yeah.
I said,
Well,
I
I
said
think
Brickheads,
brickheads.
Blockhead is Charlie Brown. You
Yeah.
blockhead. Carabas. Yeah, Brickhead is there. And of course, we got all that happening. But we finally get to see the ultimate showdown between Master and Apprentice with Jedi Bob and Solitus.
Hmm.
And it ends up going through and to the ultimate defeat. I love too how we mentioned that we mentioned last episode we have the mega figure Chewbacca that's
Hmm.
brought in. He returns in this episode to take on K2SO, who starts out as the regular minifigure size, but then
Yeah.
transforms into Uber Mega K2 and
Yes. It was
is
great.
taking control of everything. And
Yeah.
if it wasn't for him, they wouldn't have been able to survive. So I loved how they did that as well. And of course, we're fighting an army of battle droids.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of B1s, B2s, and we
Yeah.
even had some dark troopers too
Yes.
that were in the mix. So this whole battle in and of itself was just a nod to everything.
Oh, it was epic.
Yeah.
And even Droideka.
Yes, Droidicus.
Yeah, rolling out. Yeah.
And did you mention my favorite brickheads that showed up?
No, I was leaving that to you for
Okay.
the end of the show back on the planet Alistair North. And when those showed up, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna let Aaron uh take it away.
Yes, we have our favorite brickheads showing up to not necessarily a little late to save the day, but they were
Oh,
there to celebrate the victory all together. With of course that being the incredible brickheads of Harrison Dula, Ezra Bridger, and Sabine Wren.
yeah, those were cool.
Can't beat that.
Yeah.
So that was so much fun to see them because that was one thing I'd been kind of thinking about through the first four episodes, and of course going through here is we have all the nods to the movies, all the nods to Clone Wars. Where's Rebels?
Right. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now I can sit back and say, I mean, we even had the Bad Batch. Where's Resistance?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
where's Rebels? Where's Resistance? And of course, we do eventually get Rebels, but we somebody needs to show some Resistance love.
Well, that
It,
leads to the question, right? Do you think they'll do another one of these with more stuff? Another
well,
4 episodes. They were kind of wrapping it up a bit with Sig and Dev back as brothers,
mhm.
really. But I don't know. What do you think?
I Star Wars likes to do everything in trios, so I can see another one. That hasn't been
Yeah.
announced, but I could see another one happening just to do say they
Yeah.
did the trilogy.
Yeah. I agree.
Because there are still a lot of characters that they haven't brought in, and I'm sure they could still tell a story that will make sense. And I can even see the third and final part if they do a third one. Uh, I could see it being finding a mysterious brick that allows him to set everything back to the way it was,
Oh,
and
that
then he
would
has
be
to make the choice: do I set it back to the way it was, how it was originally
right.
before I screwed everything up, or leave everything basically ruin the lives of all these people I've saved and helped and everything. Or the moral dilemma in it would just be outstanding.
I like how you're going.
So I mean,
That's pretty deep, man.
I could see that something like that.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know how. I almost wonder if it'd be too deep for a Lego Star Wars kids show, but I mean, I'd like to see it.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
going. I'm not going to say no to that.
And
So,
it's interesting with both, last week's episode and this week, where Rebuild the Galaxy and this one, Rebuild the Galaxy Pieces of the Past, they just call it part one, part two, part three, part four. They don't even
mhm.
really call this season two, really.
No,
It's not, you know,
no,
um,
it's rebuild the past. It's rebuild the galaxy, then rebuild the galaxy pieces of the past,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
I
I
don't
think
know.
next one, yeah, will be Rebuild the Galaxy
The
Pieces of the Future.
blocks of the future.
Oh my gosh.
Blocks. You already did
Yes.
pieces. It's got to be something different.
Yes, blocks of the
Blocks,
future.
blocks of the, and then everybody is Duplo.
Oh, jeez. There's another name. Yeah.
Everybody's Duplo,
Yeah. Yeah.
Duplo and Technics.
Thanks.
Yeah. Oh, I just
Yeah.
aged myself
Yeah.
there. Um, but yeah, no, fantastic, fantastic. I enjoyed it. Anything else about part four you want to hit on before we
No,
wrap things up for the night?
I would just say that I think I was going back. Do I like the first, season? Do I like last week's or this week's? I've been going back and forth on this. Nika Futterman, Asajj Ventress being in this really does help.
Hmm.
I don't know that I think I initially liked last, rebuild the first season in essence. This one, I didn't seem to like it as much, but now as you and I've covered it, I think I like it more.
Yeah.
This one. Yeah. So I think that's where I land. So, but both are so fun. The first four parts, these four, I mean, they're so fun. And will I go back and watch them? Yes, I will. Versus other stuff, no. I'm going to pick up on more stuff.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. No, you pick. This is well established to be one of those things that no matter how many times you watch it, you're going to pick up on something new.
Mhm.
And it is very easy to pick up on something new. So I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. So let's go ahead and wrap things up then. Go ahead and hit our final reactions there. Overall, fun series. I mean, this was a fun season, fun series. I love the fact that we could sit here and have some fun talking about Legos, or talking about Star Wars, making fun of. I mean, literally everybody's making fun of everybody. And there's not a single thing. I mean, it literally is how you would feel if you were sitting at home playing with Legos. It's something I would have done as a kid, mixing up all this stuff the way they did. Um, but unlike the show, I would have put everything back where it belonged when I was done. That's just the Lego perfectionist in me, and the ADD in me. I put the undiagnosed ADD in me. But yeah, it's crazy how awesome this is. It's fun. It's something fun just to turn on and sit back and enjoy. And it's just a lot of fun to have. Not very entertaining, very entertaining. Something the kids would love, something fans will love because there's something in there for everybody. So very good. What are your final reactions, David?
Yeah. I think, like you said, to piggyback off something you said, just the ability to sit back and enjoy this, not get too deep, like if we were covering a series, like you and I've done before, seasons of The Mandalorian or Book of Boba Fett or stuff like that, Skeleton Crew. It's just fun and
Mhm.
there's no pressure and you're just trying to find as many Easter egg and homages as you can. That's just fun. And so I really like that. And also related to that is sometimes you'll hear people say, "Oh, this is too too self-referential. What? It's Lego Star Wars. I mean, just
Mhm.
stop. It's going to reference itself. It's going to make fun of itself. That's the point of it. And so just get off your high horse. It's Lego Star Wars. Stop worrying about it. Just laugh and have fun. And if you're going to be like it's too reverential. Are you what? So if it was a little bit less, would you be then okay with both of these, last year and this year, whatever. So I just wanted to make that comment that again, just have fun watching this. And you can watch it with any member of your family.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I actually just found the video clip of Neil and the redhead, and
Okay.
Omega is there too.
Oh,
It
out of the
is
Bad
all three of
Batch.
them. Omega from the
Okay.
Bad Batch is there. So I really want to know who that is.
Yeah.
Um, I I'm gonna have to dig, but yeah, no, fantastic episode, fantastic series, and I'm glad we got to cover it. And of course, we want to hear from you and what you thought of this as well. You, of course, can hit us up on any of our social medias. We are on Facebook and X at SW Reactions Pod. We are on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, Blue Sky, Tumblr at SW Reactions. Of course, you can email us swreactions at gmail.com, or, of course, leave us a voicemail, as you heard our friend Daniel do in our previous episode, a couple episodes ago. Of course, you can leave us that at speakpipe.com/Star Wars Reactions. That's a
Nice.
mouthful. So
That's a lot.
it is. It is. So, David, how about you, my friend? If somebody wants to talk Star Wars with you, how would they go about doing it?
Yeah. Two main places are on Twitter X at David underscore Modders, Modders, and Instagram. Just look up my name, David Modders. And then, of course, the third way that we've been mentioning here for a while is any of the Star Wars reactions show
Mhm.
socials.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And of course, any of the reaction socials you hit will find me, but you can always hit me up on my personal socials as well at TA Harris 121079 on X and Instagram as well. Would love to hear from you. So, oh, David, I think that's about wraps it up, my friend.
Yay, I'm ready. All right. We'll sign off.
Don't, don't,
Oh, oh, wait.
don't get ahead of yourself too much, my friend.
Me save myself.
Don't throw in the towel that easy. We got to have some fun, and
Oh,
have some good jokes here. Of course, we have to end it the same way, which of course would be the Star Wars dad joke of the week. And I would be dismiss if I didn't do that. I would feel very, very, very bad if I did. So let's get this going. So are you ready
I
for
am
this
ready.
week's dad joke of the week?
Oh, I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. Why can't a plant be on the dark side of the force?
Hmm. Why can't a plant be on the dark side of the force?
Because it can't make food without the light.
Oh my, such a dad joke. Such a dad joke. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself over
I always enjoy myself. I always do.
there. Well, good deal.
All right, my friend David, this has been a blast as always.
Oh man, always enjoyable recording with you. Had a bunch of fun tonight, buddy.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we want to thank everybody for joining us. We appreciate you sticking with us week after week and hanging out and having fun with us and enduring. And I know it's enduring my dad jokes of the week. I will admit, I am man enough to admit that a lot of y'all are probably enduring, and 5% of y'all are probably rolling in stitches with me. So Either way, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. We love y'all. We're praying for y'all. Y'all are the best. We wouldn't couldn't we would be we just appreciate each and every one of you. So, of course, remember going into this holiday season, going into Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's and all the other ones that come in through there, do some kindness stuff for people. Spread the kindness, whether it's through charities or whether it's just seeing somebody on the street and giving them a smile and a helping hand. Do something kind for somebody. It'll make you feel better, and it will impact that person you help and the world around them. So remember, this is your place for elegant discussion for a more civilized age.
This podcast is not endorsed by the Walt Disney Company or by Lucasfilm Limited. It's intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. The official Star Wars website can be found at www.starwars.com. Star Wars. All names, sounds, and any other Star Wars-related items are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of Disney and the respective trademark and copyright holders. All original content of this podcast is the intellectual property of Star Wars Reactions unless otherwise indicated. Star Wars Reactions. Elegant discussion for a more civilized age.